putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning in to the Kevin Jackson Show, and this is Brett Siegel, the Disgruntled Millennial, broadcasting to you live from my safe space down here in northern Florida, where I'm always free from your bigotry, racism, hatred, microaggressions, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and patriarchy. And don't forget toxic masculinity. Today, we have been talking a lot about racism. We've been talking a lot about Antifa. And one of the things I was just talking about in the last segment was how the public school system is basically in a full-fledged attempt to brainwash the brightest of the brightest minds in the school through debate, which sort of lands up being this sort of pseudo-philosophical organization where everybody thinks that they're just the smartest people. And a lot of the times they are. But when you put a really, really smart person in the hands of the public school system, what ends up happening is that a lot of people end up becoming nincompoops. You know, the human brain is a magnificent thing, but you can wire it poorly. And that's what these schools try to do. They try to wire you in a way that is going to make you a perfect little soldier, perfect little Democrat soldier. Now, when I was in high school, one of the things that we debated, which was established by the National Debate League, that all the kids in the United States who are into debate, this is what they all debate. It was resolved that the federal government, this was 1998, resolved that the federal government should establish a policy to substantially increase renewable energy use in the United States. So when I was in high school, they were basically trying to shove environmentalism down our throats. Now, a lot of people came forward with an affirmative case that might have done, increased the use of wind turbines, increased the use of hydroelectric power, increased the use of photovoltaic power. Each of these would be separate individual case, and then we'd debate the merits of each of those technologies, right? Now, one of the things that really struck me as I grew up and sort of grew into my conservatism, one of the things that struck me going back and thinking about those days was that I gravitated to two very, very unpopular affirmative cases. The first affirmative case that was wildly unpopular, a lot of people, when you say, increase the use of wind turbines, that will be, that will increase the renewable energy use in the United States, therefore satisfying the resolution. A lot of people don't necessarily think about, well, what about nanotechnology? Nanotechnology. It's one of those things that was sort of theoretical back then, but they were making big strides. And one of the things that me and my partner decided was that nanotechnology could solve all the energy problems in the world, and it would increase the use of renewable energy. It was wildly unpopular. That was my young mind trying to project itself into the future. But a lot of people thought that it was just science fiction. It would never work. There was a lot of debate cards, a lot of counter arguments that said that nanotechnology could turn the world into a pile of goo. So we only won once in a while. But there was another case, another affirmative case that I thought was way more practical. That if we deregulation, dereg, that's what it was called, deregulation. It was like, I didn't even realize at the time, because I wasn't thinking in so many philosophical terms. I was just thinking about what was going to work, what was going to increase the use of renewable energy use. And immediately I thought deregulation. Deregulation. If you cut away the regulations that cripple a lot of startup companies that really would put their time and energy and research into creating renewable energies, if you were to deregulate the energy market, so that people could compete, so that more inventors and thinkers could tackle the problem without all the government red tape, that naturally the free market would take hold and it would increase the use of renewable energies across the United States. Let me tell you something. People believed that the nanotechnology would work more than the deregulation. That is how crazy, insane, mentally defunct, and intellectually crippled liberals are. They think they think that deregulation, unshackling the free markets, unshackling people so that they can make what they want, do what they want, sell what they want, unshackling the people. That is more insane than science fiction. That is more insane than nanotechnology. The idea that all of our problems can be solved by these little nanites that go in and they stop disease and they give you energy and all this kind of stuff. Something that was literally science fiction was more believable than the idea that unshackling people who wanted to compete to increase the use of renewable energy, that was more outrageous. To me, that is totally unbelievable. And as I look back, I can see the making. I mean, a lot of the people who I knew from debate went into politics. They went into law. These are our thought leaders now. The people who think that it is more insane to deregulate the energy industry than it is to promote nanotechnology, a technology that could potentially turn the world into a big steaming pile of goo or turn it into a utopia. Now, one of the things that we would do in these debate rounds is that we would read really fast. You know, all the debate tournaments are timed. You only have a certain amount of time to get your case across. So very experienced debaters would speak very, very fast. I'm going to play you a little bit of one of these debaters speaking very fast because I want to show you what we have come to in 2017 in Debate Club. This is totally insane. You're going to love this. But first, let me play you a little bit of what it sounds like a basic debate round sounds like with high school kids basically speed reading through their arguments so that they can, they can get their arguments in. This is why I think that, this is really a travesty that they takes these really brilliant kids and turns them into these leftist cogs. So hang on, let me just show you a little bit of the speed reading and then I'll show you what we've come to in 2017. This is insane.
Increase from about a quarter to 1% of the country GDP, not enough to set the economy at a free world, produce a recession, oil prices differently than did 15 years ago, tend to go up, stay up, through a spike field. We have a solvency mechanism for inflated by space. This goes away. Economic benefit and science discovery of the United States is overcome. Uses scary scenarios to distract the public, make action more popular. Jaworski evidence will be more on the link debate on the K, but also alarmist of hijack.
Oh, that brings back so many good memories. This brings back so many great memories. It really does. That used to be me. I used to do that exact same thing, but we were talking about global warming and Russia because that's just what we were talking about in the day. Now, there was at least some sort of vestige of intellectualism there. We were at least trying to be intellectual. Which is a lot to say for high school kids, which is a lot to say for people who were sort of young. And it's probably one of the reasons why our egos were so inflated, because at least we were trying. Some of us eventually thought, ultimately after doing a couple debate rounds, we just thought we were just the best thing since sliced bread and totally intellectually more superior than we actually were. But now people are actually doing this same form of debate, a policy debate in high school. But guess what they're debating? They're debating that white lives don't matter. Listen to this audio, and you can hear this black kid kind of trying to do the whole speed reading thing, but he's not really achieving it very well. But it's really, really funny listening to modern day high school kids discuss why it is that white lives don't matter. And this is somehow okay.
Why do white people have a right to affirm their life?
Because all whites have value.
Really? How so? Why does white life have value?
Why does white life have value? We've gone from talking about policy to talking about why white lives have. I'm sorry.
Well, I think
for who? For who? Our argument is that white life is wrong.
Why?
Our argument is that we should never affirm white life. That your argument of just affirming all life in general is not good, especially not good for black people when white life itself is based off of black supremacy.
Why should we affirm my life?
You're probably white.
I am white. Why shouldn't we affirm my life?
I understand why I have to care about your life anyway. There's no ethical reason as to why white people deserve to live. Affirming black life means that white death has to occur. That's why you should lose this debate and why your life ain't worth affirming.
White people don't deserve to live. Affirming black life means white death. This is why you should lose the debate and why your life ain't worth affirming. Your white life ain't worth affirming. I can't believe how far we've come. Now this kid's going to say that this white guy in his debate class should kill himself.
So should Odie kill himself?
I don't see why.
Why should we do that? How does that help?
It's ethical.
How is it ethical? We all have some form or another of privilege. Why does that mean we should kill ourselves?
Because you have white privilege.
Why does having white privilege necessarily mean I should kill myself? Why shouldn't I struggle against the structures?
Sure, struggling against the structure means putting yourself on the line, putting your body on the line. Do it. Affirm your suicide.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that if your idea of social justice is killing an entire race of people, you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.